A very wonderful and loving hello to all of you here for a new love tarot, a new love oracle. And today we are going to take a look at the person close to your heart. This is about the contact between him and you. Maybe you currently have contact, or maybe you don't. Now the question is, regardless of whether you have contact now or not, we are going to delve into the contact between the two of you. Is it so that the contact from his side becomes more intense, or will become more intense again between the two of you? Or is it just like a snapshot moment and then poof, he's gone again? Or does the whole thing remain superficial, the contact? Or will the whole thing become more intense again through the contact? Because contact is important, because through it, something develops. Something develops again through the contact. We will look into that today. Dear ones, you know, we are in the collective. The reading for the collective, and collective readings cannot apply to everyone. The person cards are gender neutral, and you always adapt it for yourself, for your situation, just as it fits. And you do it so wonderfully. A very wonderful, loving hello once again to all of you. And a huge thank you for your heartfelt, loving comments, for your appreciation of me, for my work. You are wonderful, every single one of you. And I thank you from the bottom of my heart that you are here. And now I would say, let's see what's going on. The contact is forming for you. It will become more intense again. As I said, whether you are currently in contact or not, it will become more intense again. The whole thing will also become more binding. Is something developing there? Let's take a look. Then I would say, let's go. Okay, then let's just quickly take a look there at what is showing up here. Now, and you know, that I always include the time tendencies. And you know, yes, time is fluid. Everything is in your own hands, but we will see what time is given here. Yes. Well, how fantastic. We are already starting with the key. Okay. So it's about the contact between the two of you. And there is a wonderful opener. That something is opening up here. Or someone is opening up to you, rather to your loved one, your counterpart. Because maybe he was closed off the whole time. Inner self. Something here is the contact, the communication between the two of you. This is about, yes, about confidence. It's also about a problem solving. A loved one has a significant problem, and something with a problem, a solution. Something is still in the background here. You know, we are going completely in depth into clarity here. And see what else is being shown. So there, something is happening. And it is already an activity. And your loved one also knows, and you feel it too. Now is the right time. Maybe something has always been rumbling in your communication, or there was always a snag somewhere. Yes, like sand in the gears, it didn't quite move forward. But there, something will open up, and even sooner. It will go into the opening here, but into which one? How exactly? Let's take a look. What else do we actually have here? Yes. And it is also shown now, okay, in your heart, quite a bit is already in disarray. And we are also in conversations here. So a little bit, something is still shifting back and forth with your loved one. And that's also the case. So I would say that one might say now, okay, we have contact again here. Or now from 0 to 100 or to 1000, that everything will then go completely smoothly. I don't see that yet. So somewhere in between, there's always something. But as I said, we are looking closely here. Clarity is definitely certain as to what else is shown exactly. So a little bit, as I said, with the clouds. For him, something is still not quite transparent. Maybe there was also a dispute between you, something unresolved. But yes, it is also, order is being established here. And something is in the background. As I said, we have the problem solving. We also have a solution to the problem. And there's still something there. It could also be that something still separates because your beloved person is completely actually in self-doubt. This is a topic of self-doubt. Maybe always avoiding confrontation. Has he also avoided you? Do you not want the conversation the whole time, or a clarifying conversation? That's what it's about, the clarifying conversation. As I said, we still have the clouds a little bit, but the brightness is also coming in. Like this, he might have always been a bit hard to see through. He is also a bit pessimistic himself. Now, it is such that it might be that he really shows you this somewhat hard to see through side. But in any case, brightness can be seen again. So there's still a little bit of something there. So it still shakes a little bit. But we are also very much in a positive energy here, as was shown right at the beginning. This opening up. So what do we have here? Yes. So that it is his own issue. It has nothing to do with you. His own issue. And he really has a burden there. A burden that occupies him massively. As I said, we have problem solving here. So we are in problem solving that is being shown. So from that perspective, the problem solving already looks really good. And there will be a section. Something will be concluded here. Section will be concluded. Problem solving, as I said, this confrontation, something is here. It could very well be that this involves other people, situations, his situation, which may have always stood between you, people, or a person, depending on the case. Definitely a situation that perhaps wasn't really talked about, where he or she didn't really speak about it. Let's take a look at what else is being shown in more detail. Now, I believe that it looks complete to me in every possible way and without a doubt. So let's see. Yes, he's already quite closed off pretty strongly. But those are really, really, really intensely his fears, his worries. So yes, he wasn't honest, me either. He hadn't been honest a little bit in communication. I definitely have communication with them. We are here too. It is also clearly shown now, problems. But into the problems, problem solving, the problem that is shown here is a little problem that is being shown, and that is already a detachment. Again, the detachment is not something that cannot be resolved here. And that will also be in the conversation between the two of you. You will also notice that it is about whether he or she is ready for it. Problem also between the two of you. There was definitely something. He didn't talk about it, kept retreating, and didn't want to discuss the matter. Always avoiding problems. Poof, he's gone. Whoosh, gone, disappeared. It could also be that he reacted a bit strangely here. Like this, brought something cold across, a brief reaction, and off he went. By the way, if he had also said to you, don't love you, I need to briefly elaborate. I always say everything the cards show. We have now asked a question regarding communication, but also everyone who has already had a personal reading with me. And those who have been on my channel for a while, I say everything the cards show. As I said, we have the question of communication, but it is also indicated here. If he told you, for example, that he doesn't love you, then it is based on a lie. This, if he said, no, I don't love you, or the love is over, or I can't love, or I am incapable of a relationship, that is completely here from him or from her. Because fundamentally, he is actually small. I have him as very vulnerable. I have him very much in the area of this. Wow. I'm actually afraid of everything. That's it. And there it becomes very clear outwardly that he always showed something different. He made excuses, was also quite quickly offended, sulky. That can also happen in communication. I definitely see communication between the two of you again. So that is very, very certain communication between the two of you. And I don't just have communication over the phone where you say, okay, you only talk on the phone now, or send messages, or social media that you're active there. No matter in which area of communication, I also have personal meetings. Because there I have the connection between the two of you again. If you now say, well, but he lives very far away from here, or abroad, or whatever. No matter what the distance is, I also have a personal meeting between the two of you. And the contact, in any case, I have a lot of communication. At the beginning, I have the communication between the two of you. Already a bit calmer, more cautious, more reserved, perhaps. This behavior, as is then more or less comes from his side. Because he becomes insecure, he gets restless, he doesn't really know at the beginning how to approach the whole thing. And it's like this, when you have contact, have it again or currently have it, and that's just when you think, phew, somehow. There is the inscrutable, that's exactly it. If you now say, okay, we have contact, but somehow it feels exactly like before, inscrutable, doesn't open up. If that's the case now, your current situation, or if you get back in contact and it feels like that, where you say, hey, inscrutable, you make it completely inscrutable. That's how it is with him at the beginning, at the start. That's just because he's like cautiously feeling his way forward. That's where he keeps falling back to, because he is really completely immersed in problem solving. Problem solving was related to the outside, to his environment. There are really massive problems, very severe ones. And it's also like that when you have contact and suddenly you notice you're writing and you think, okay, great, wow, something is really happening. But then you might be in this alert position. Of course, you don't want to be disappointed again because you notice he's maybe online, doesn't reply to you or doesn't contact you at all. Or suddenly writes something cooler again, where you think, no, now the whole mess is starting all over again. That's where I have you, namely here in disappointment, in worry, in sorrow. But I tell you, switch off, smile. It has nothing to do with you. Unless you bombard him with messages. Really. So I have to say, if you are in this situation now, where you send one message after another, I give you the advice here, let it be, because it has nothing, I can tell you his perspective, it has nothing to do with you, because he is in problem-solving mode with his own issue. On one hand, he has here, and financially, that's always where his focus is. He has been cheated, yes, financially. So something has gone massively wrong. It could also have been a bad investment. No, I see a lot here that he is very focused on that. If you see him online and say, of course, he doesn't respond, and he just sends me some short, superficial message back, then it means, as I said, it has nothing to do with you. It's someone else who sent you a message. On another platform, which has nothing to do with you, there are problems. There is the problem solving, and there is also an energy that has just caught him again. and he is in the process of resolving the whole thing, he kept avoiding making decisions all the time because he didn't want to make any mistakes. That's his inner self. This, oh God, if I do it wrong now, how would I be perceived? Because it's a big issue for him, how he is perceived from the outside. And if he says no, where everyone actually knows him to always say yes, or if he briefly says no, he quickly switches back to a yes. What is that? Because he didn't want to be rejected. He always wanted to be seen in a good light. And since it takes a lot of courage in this area to say no and stand by his decision, and that's why he could never make a decision, always made the wrong decision, because he chose other topics or people. As I said, I clearly see the communication lying between the two of you again. And again, if you see something or write something there, because I have a feeling that he might write something a bit cooler where you think, oh no, it's just brief, because it will turn around again. The tide will turn. Because I see your communication in healing. Of course, only if you still want it. If you still want it. But I see you more in this observer perspective. You are waiting for now. Here it also means don't rush, even if he contacts you again, Don't go all in right away. You should respond, yes. But don't go all in, Just as it has been that you tell this and that, and then he asks something like that, As I said, please don't feel attacked by what I'm saying here. I can only tell you what I see from this reading. If it doesn't suit you, no problem. Please just leave it out. We are in a collective. I really have you here in this observing position. That's okay. I'll just wait here. It's just a tip that you don't write so much and don't reveal yourself completely right away, as it always has been before. A little restraint is very, very good. He's coming. I have the communication, I have it intense, and I have it very intense. I have it loving, the communication between the two of you. I have the communication warmly. You will also notice, as I said, even if there's a little bit of struggle at the beginning or in the middle, because I have a bit of ups and downs, like an EKG going up and down. It doesn't mean that he's completely back. Everything will be as it once was. Like the sudden coldness and then not contacting at all, and this ghosting and all the other things that exist. No, you will notice in between that this is what makes you a bit uncertain at times. Wow, so kind, so warm. No, the next moment, then no, something doesn't fit. Something is up. He wants something from me, right? So I have you here from this perspective a bit. But here it means this is the change because he is letting go of the old problem solving, and above all, the opening. He opens up to you. Above all, he opens up to communication and his feelings. This softness. It's real. It's honest. It's not pretended. And he doesn't want anything from you. The only thing he wants from you is not to lose contact with you. He wants you. That's the only thing he wants. He doesn't have any ulterior motives here, like saying, okay, all right, I just want to get into bed and then goodbye, gone. Or I just want to know something, or I'm just bored, so I'm reaching out. No, that's not the case here, because he truly wants you, as I can see the complete activity there. This is very determined, as the activity and the determination is to intensify the feelings with you. Above all, love is a big topic. And if you have been in a relationship before, the love is not gone. It hasn't disappeared. No matter what he told you, as I mentioned at the beginning, no matter what he said not loved or over or anything else. No, because I have seen him lying in heartbreak myself. And you are in his thoughts. And there, if you say, okay, slowly, it progresses slowly. Yes, on a friendship basis. Here, your connection, the communication, the contact between the two of you builds on a friendship basis. Through a friendship basis, more develops. There I see the further development, the new beginning into this more intense, as I said, also more intense personal meetings. Here you get the transformation, the healing, your communication, your interaction goes completely into healing. And even if there has been a problem between you, an argument, discussion, confrontation, that too goes completely into healing. So yes, the contact between the two of you will become more intense, even if it's a bit bumpy at the beginning. So you might be in first or second gear for quite a while and keep shifting back and forth. Yes, okay, but it will come into stability, and that is for sure. So what else do we have here? Well, take a look, because this is about you. Perfect. Perfect. Yes, both of you, he in double form, you in double form. This is definitely about you and both of you. Your communication, the circle is closing, the connection, the unity between the two of you, the unity of communication between you. The circle is closing again, even if it's currently a bit wavy. I would say it's a bit of designing, not a smooth form. It has a few bulges in it, but it also looks good. But it is closing. And there too, everything is becoming straight again. It is rounding off between the two of you. The communication, something is emerging, something is developing. It is becoming more intense. And it's also like this. It is moving towards perfection. And that is needed. The communication between the two of you is very, very, very important, which will definitely emerge again. And through that, everything will stabilize between the two of you. And that is wonderful. So it is truly wonderful. And the unity, because he knows he wants the connection with you. What I have told you here, we have again confirmed. It is as he says, he has been going around in circles the whole time, but he definitely cannot let go of you. And that is what is making him go around in circles now. He cannot let you go. He doesn't want to, and he wants this connection with you. He wants to intensify the whole thing, the contact with you. And it goes like this. We are here in the connection. We have so many connections here as shown, and it really comes full circle. This will be completed. The old will be concluded no matter what has been between you two. And what is also lurking in the background, as I told you, if you perhaps don't get in touch. One day he writes a lot, the next day it's sluggish again, where you think a piece of gum stretches better and faster than he does. That has nothing to do with you, as I said. This is what he is currently concluding here because he has made the decision. That's always nice. I show here and have the cards laid out. Yes. So, as I said, something really is coming in, and it will be like that, even if it's a bit bumpy. But the routine will come back in as well. The routine that brings balance to your communication, that continues straightforwardly, even if it jolts. But movement, and this jolting will also go away. And then it's normal. So then, yes, sleep well. Not just that in between, but the start of this good morning, then messages come in between. Maybe it's also something you've always wished for, because your wishes, your dreams, your longings are also coming true. Because when it comes to communication, they are identical. His wishes, longings regarding communication, and yours too. Only he finds it a bit hard to really open up here. But he will do it a bit clumsy, okay? But he is completely in the process of opening up. Just let him come back again and again. Movement is coming into it. When I say let him come, I mean in the sense that he tells you something on his own. That he takes it step by step, because he does it in small steps too. And you will notice that he is cautiously feeling his way forward more and more. How do you react to it? Just a little bit. And then he realizes, wow, that feels really good. That's the warmth that's being shown. This togetherness. And it feels good when I tell her that, because it's also a relief for him. And then he comes more and more. And then it might eventually happen that you say, wow, even more. Now just shut up for a moment, something like that. Because I really have a lot there. But I also see you smiling. And with you, I have the joy, as I said, completely present. Yes, and in terms of timing tendency, if we go into that now, we are quite strongly in the 2-3 movement, or 2-4, something like that. I'll put it this way. If you have no contact, 2-4, I'll say within months, it can be days, weeks, up to months. I have a bit of this jerking here as well. If you are in contact, and the contact is there, that we get the stability, that he really opens up, that it's really clear here, that he also, where you think, okay, it's stable, as loving as he is now. There I have it, roughly, so that one says, if you have contact, roughly up to 2 to 3 months. in that direction. So within this time frame, so that there really is movement happening, we have, as I said, a bit of slower movement, but it is already active with him or her. And the active part is to detach from his problem. He is in the process of solving the problem, and you will also resolve all the problems, these difficulties, misunderstandings, whatever has been in communication. But everything really in its own time, because he wants to resolve it. So it's important to him because you are important to him. Okay. Dear ones, I thank you from the bottom of my heart for watching and wish you a wonderfully beautiful rest of the day. Goodbye.